Sif. Good old puppy Sif. Um, Definitely has an interesting route, but is also annoying. And the fight itself also can be dangerous. At this point in the run, I am super tanky. I have a big shield and everything. The fights are not the biggest issue anymore, um, which is good. But they still can be dangerous, and Sif in particular has one move that can be devastating if I don't block it. The route itself is fairly easy. It starts off simple, and then eventually I want to end up in this particular spot. And then these two steps I did to the left, they are actually fairly precise. Um, and it's really hard to explain. It's kind of a muscle memory thing yet again. It's two steps, plus minus a little bit. you really, I really just, after so many practice runs, I just have it in my fingers. I know what it's supposed to feel like, and if I don't feel it, I just reset immediately because it really depends on those two steps, whether I actually reach the runes or run right past them and perhaps fall to my death. You should notice that I am actually part of the Forest Hunter Covenant. I am a servant of the cat, and that definitely makes my life easier. I have done it without joining the Covenant, but it's not worth it at all. I'd rather just talk to the cat once and then join the Forest Hunters. And yeah, really fairly straightforward. Now here there are a few spots that I can land in. It's not super well. It actually is super precise, and that's why it's so inconsistent, I guess. Because after dropping down from the ruins, it really comes down to centimeters. it Depending on my location, my exact location, I will end up in different spots. And just to make sure I don't fall, I want to move more to the left than anywhere else, and then figure out where I need to go to reach the bridge. The waterfall is also helpful. I can hear the water, so that is definitely a guide here. In the end, it comes down to a little bit of trying and finding the bridge. And in this case, it actually works out perfectly. And this, as you can see, the door hasn't been opened, so this is again not first try technically. Just like Ceaseless, I have died and failed quite a few times on the way there, but then when I actually reached it, yeah, everything suddenly went perfectly, and that's the interesting part about this entire challenge. Sometimes in my test runs, in my practice attempts, things just go smoothly, and I think, wow, this wasn't so bad. And then in my next run, everything goes terribly, and I spend 2 days trying to beat the same boss. Here I actually miss the sword, so I just run around in circles. My my major backup strategy for these kinds of situations, and that's fine. Preparing myself, making sure I'm ready, and here we go. Let combat begin. Lock on. Now we just block and hit. And that's the main strategy for most fights from here on. I am a tank, and I play like a tank, and that's really the only thing that keeps me alive, being tanky. So I got a hit there, but as you can see, my armor protects me well. Not really a big issue. I can certainly take that. And I hit him. My resin wore off, which is unfortunate, but it's really just it's a bonus. I don't rely on the resin. Oh, he got that one right on the nose. Poor puppy. Now I'm waiting for an attack, but he isn't doing it, and here he does a spin attack, I miss him, and he does a spin attack again. And looking at my health, that actually hurt. Thanks to my poise, I get both of these hits, and then it's really painful. And I know that, and I know it really hurts, even in Heaven's Armor, so rather than attacking him, I take to Estus Blast, just to make sure I don't have to do all the running here again. Then I get a bit cocky, but it pays off. I strike him and he dies. And here I got the Giant Helm, which we will actually use much later in the run. And yes, of course, the Covenant of Artorias. And that's it.